Hi, greetings from Missouri, Washington, Missouri to be exact. I'm here and currently I'm working on my camper. I was just thinking maybe I use my camper to open my coffee shop. I don't know, that's what I'm thinking, but I'm just like fixing them up and I really love it. And the reason why we're here with this episode is about jumping timeline because I'm sure maybe I'm not sure about your newsfeed, but YouTube sometimes send me about stories of the people jumping timeline. They said that they just choose a timeline that they are rich and famous, or a timeline that doesn't make them learn anything, um, like hard-hitting facts or anything personally tragedy or anything, so they can live a very peaceful life. According from what I know about timeline, because I did go into meditation and ask this question. Actually, I make this is my sixth time to make this video. The video before this was canceled because the universe told me that you need to sit down and meditate on this more because there's more to that than just what you presented. So, how the timeline created? I'm sure you already have some kind of ideas. Timeline created so that you will learn your lesson, whatever the lessons is. And the timeline will be created and stay put for many different lifetimes until you learn your lesson, those will be collapsed. So the timeline is the same as parallel universe. Yes, it is. It's pretty much the same parallel universe. And if you read the Lord's Canon book about the convoluted universe, in that book, she claimed that only time that you make a decision, then reality will open for you, will create it for you. For an example, when you make a decision to go to the meeting tonight, let's say you want to go to the meeting tonight and such and such address, at the time that you want to go, that building is created. Just because you see it, it does not mean they've been there all this time, although you think it is, because that's how we're being fooled. Everything that we see are created by proton and electrons, right? So it's pretty easy to create, actually. If you add in the astro, you can create reality very quickly. That's why when you are in the body, that's when the challenge comes. When you have a body like this, it's very dense, and you bring with you all the garbage from many different lifetimes because this are created on purpose. Make it harder for you. Just like for an example, if you want to be independent, they put you together with people who depended on you. So if you really want to be independent, then you need to cut them off and go on your life. And many people were not willing to do that because there's some part of them like an ego physical thing where people want to be dependent on me if something is a good thing, but not really. I don't know what your lessons are, but what I'm saying here is the universe make it very difficult for you to learn your lesson. So if your lesson is independent, they will put the people who like to dependent on you to be near you, so you have to cut them off. Look like I'm repeating myself, but I think you get the point, right? So also the timeline. Can you jump timeline to choose the life that you want? Yes, of course. As an immortal spiritual being, you can jump, you can do whatever you want. But the reality is, let's say let's say you have 100 lifetimes, and let's say 99 of them you jump. Maybe the 100th one you don't. You have to face all the consequences of that action because the timeline is still there until you learn the lesson. It's not gonna collapse by itself until the lesson is learned. And and one thing that the universe want me to pay to make it very clear to those who watch this video is that trying to cultivate the art of loving yourself. Because once you love yourself, your decision will be made based on the good of yourself. And that is satisfied almost all the timeline that you created. Because these timeline created because you do something unloving to yourself or unloving to others. For an example, a killer kills somebody on one timeline. He created many different more timelines for him to go through to learn the lesson to love himself enough not to kill another. Because when you kill someone, you have to face with so many karmic lessons, not even funny. And so you just when you love yourself, you cut your ego in to nothing. because you realize that everybody is the same as you and we're here to learn a lesson. There is no need to really show off or do anything because you look at yourself like this. There's thousands, millions of timelines. So if you're gonna please somebody in one timeline, is it does it make any difference? But maybe delay your progress to collect them all. So when you learn to love yourself, you can collect all the timelines and be only on one because that is a self-realization. That is something extremely important. Once you realize who you are, it is not that possible to hurt someone intentionally. You just cannot. I mean, many people think that I turn them down or I cut them off out of my life because I'm not loving. But if I tell you, it keep these people in my life cause trouble for me, then you understand why I cut them off. And the universe applaud you for choosing yourself, not hurting others. So choosing yourself and not hurting others is the key. And when you love yourself, truly, you have reached the what call the self-realization. You have mastered it. And the next level would be God realization. That means you're gonna become one with source. That is the awesome one. So let's just cultivate the act of loving ourselves and not base our decision on what other people think about us. Now, you know what I'm saying to you this. Somebody pointed out to me is so valid. She said that I probably not gonna be vulnerable enough to show myself in all my glory, like all the what I consider to be not beautiful, whatever the beautiful is for me. She thinks that I'm not able to do that, but it's not really true. True in some extent it is. When I'm intimate with someone and choose that person to be my husband or to be the lifelong partner, I definitely would be completely myself. Like, when you go to bed, you don't always wear makeup, right? You don't always, although this is my real skin, I didn't really do anything with my foundation wise. But when you have somebody who lives with you day in and day out, you be sometimes at your worst, sometimes at your best. But the person who loves you would always see you in the best light. That's the person you really want. So far, I haven't found one that actually can do that to me, but maybe they were in my past because I'm not up to par yet to recognize that. I can also put that in my equation. But now I'm a little bit different, you know. I still haven't found the one yet, but I'm not really write it off either. That person is out there. The person is for me. Definitely is out there. I just have to work on myself and loving myself. And he comes or not is beside the equation. And so anyway, creating timeline and switching timeline is not something impossible to do. Usually, the person that decided you can get on another timeline is your higher self. Your higher self will decide whether or not you have learned your lesson and allow you to get off that timeline. But sometimes you can talk to your higher self and say, hey, I'm kind of tired of this life. For an example, you put yourself in a very poor condition that you have no money and you have to live on other people, how to say, mercy. There's a two questions you should ask yourself. Why am I subjecting myself to that? Number one. Number two, what do I learn out of it? And so if you find out that the reason why you're in the poverty is it because you don't value money or you don't work hard enough or whatever the reason is that you found, you can talk to your higher self and say, you know what, I think I learned my lesson because A, B, C, D, E, F. And your higher self will let you get off that timeline. Of course they will test you before they allow you to get off because this is not a school where you can get like you can cheat and get 99 points to get an A. This is a real thing. The higher self would know exactly where you are. But you can just say, I'm tired of this life. I need to switch up. And they will do that for you. They will allow you to change because you're kind of tired to live the same thing day in and day out. So I would recommend that it's high time to learn to love yourself because considering how many timelines that you created, millions of them out there, would it be bothering you so much that you displease some people in your life right now? I mean, if it makes you happy, you should go for that because there's nobody have a hold over you. Nobody. Yeah, I don't care who it is. Even swords, even they give you free will, didn't he? He gave you free will to decide. Then it's high time for you to exercise that right and use that free will to make your life better for you. Because there's many mothers out there, many fathers out there. You have millions of lifetime, many friends, and all these. created by you to learn a lesson. So it's a don't allow people to dictate you what to do because you want to please them. That kind of ridiculous. Just like you are pleasing a character on television or movie. It's why would you do that? You know, you're like a real, authentic, immortal, spiritual being, and you're trying to please a character, something that you created. Think about that. Um, so anyway, is there anything else about this timeline that I haven't talked about? I think that's about it. I mean, you can decide to switch every single lifetime. Let's just somebody remember who they were and or they never die. Because that's also a possibility. You never die. You keep jumping. That possibility, but after a while, you just don't want to do because you become like Lucifer, where he never reincarnate because he knows the minute he reincarnate, he got to face all this karma. So he decided, no, I'm not going to. I'm just going to exist forever underneath sub level one. You know, the physical level. He's underneath that, and he said, well, he has all the power over us because he know what you like and what you don't like, and therefore, you know, he thrilled to send you an evil being. They have a good looking face and know how to answer your question and you live in a meaningless life because of this evil that you're with, and you think that she's so beautiful, but she's not. Actually, she's an evil being. She's sleeping around on you, and sometimes having a baby and says it's yours to keep you in the bondage. You understand? Because that's what the devil do. Any addition, anything at all, it is the devil work because you can see they bind you to your vices so they can keep you there forever. Sometimes you don't wake up. You're stuck. You're stuck. So let's not do that. Learn to love yourself enough to say no. I think that's my final question. I mean, final answer. A question and answer for you. And I'm so thankful that you're here watching me. And it's already 11:54 seconds. I want to get out and talk to you soon. Thank you for watching.